They cut my hands off or my legs off.
Studio City business owner Husheng Agassi, who goes by Sean, says he's lost without his wife, Shorera Mogadam.
I am totally paralyzed because she was part of the business. And beside that, she was very protective of me. She was caring of me.
The couple are the co-owners of Elegant Balloon in Studio City. Husband and wife are originally from Iran. Shorera, a green card holder, has been in the States for 10 years and had recently passed her citizenship test. Her husband says she was summoned to a local immigration office at the beginning of August where she thought she was going to take the naturalization oath of allegiance and solidify her citizenship. Instead, he says she was detained and eventually sent to an immigration facility in Phoenix, Arizona.
And we have no any access to call people to where is he, why do you take her over there?
Sean says he still can't understand the reason why. He says his wife has no criminal record. ICE disputes this in published reports saying Mogadam had a criminal record, including convictions in 2 thefts. They say she had a clear disregard for U.S. laws and was subject to removal. Sean fears his wife will be deported to Iran, where she faces religious persecution as a member of the Baha'i faith.
Her life is in danger if she go to Iran.
Sean is trying to maintain their family-run business as best he can and is collecting signatures for a petition to try to release his wife from federal custody. Their future, though, remains in the hands of an Arizona judge.
Would you leave LA if your wife was deported elsewhere?
Yes, I have to. I don't have a life without her.
And all of the immigration hearings have been virtual via Skype, and the next one is on September 12th. Sean doesn't know exactly what it entails, but he's hoping to get some more clarity. We have reached out to DHS on this pending case and are awaiting their update. That's the latest in Studio City. I'm Rachel Menitoff. I'll send it back to both of you in studio.
I have the right to refuse the service, so you got to leave the property. Thank you for leaving.
Federal agents seen on video being asked to leave a car wash during an immigration raid in Chino Hills. The manager says this happened just before noon yesterday along the 14,000 block of Pipeline Avenue. Agents were seen entering the business with customers and children inside and being told to turn around and walk out. That manager says 5 of his employees were taken into custody.
One of the officers asked me if it was a public property. I told him that it was private property. Then he said he was going to go buy an air freshener, that he was a customer. He was just making fun of the situation. They treat people like animals. I seen some of my employees getting thrown on the floor. They were dragging when they're doing nothing but trying to work to help their families.
That manager says he does not know where all his employees were taken, and he says he's having a difficult time hiring and keeping employees, partly because he says the fear of these raids.
Forward has been stopped on a brush fire burning in Simi Valley. Sky 5 overhead earlier this afternoon. Authorities responded just before 1 o'clock near Yosemite Avenue and Cottonwood Drive as the blaze climbed up the hill, sending heavy smoke into the air. Dozens of firefighters were sent to put out the fire, along with Ventura County Firehawks, heavy helitankers, and fixed-wing aircraft. Those crews kept the Cottonwood fire to about 25 acres. No structures were threatened.
While no one wants a repeat disaster like January's deadly wildfires, the LA County Fire Department says it's ready for what's to come this fire season. The fire department showed off its current fleet of weapons at its annual Aircraft Media Day today. It includes a seasonal arrival of the Super Scooper from the government of Quebec and the lease of the Chinook 47, known as Helitaker 55, courtesy of a partnership with SoCal Edison. LA's wildfire season historically starts in the summer and can run through October. Experts say it's more of a fire year, a year-round threat due to climate change.
The forecast right now is that we're going to have slightly then higher fire potential for the Southern California region, to include LA County. The National Weather Service does give us some advanced warning that we're going to have a PDS or a red flag day.
LAFD says we all play a crucial role in keeping them informed on the status of wildfire threats to their communities. Remember, have an evacuation plan, they say, in place before a disaster strikes.
All right, if your weekend plans include taking the 405 freeway through the Sepulveda Pass, you might want to find another way.
Or, just stay home, change your plans. Caltrans says it's continuing its renovation work, which means partial and full freeway closures. KTLA's Lindsay Pena is live with a preview of what we can expect. Lindsay, is this Carmageddon 2.0?
Yeah, and it's going to keep happening, John and Sam. So like you said, just don't do it. There's your tip. But we saw this a couple of weekends ago, lane closures on the 405 and ramp closures. It's happening again, round 2. It's another weekend of closures on the 405.
I'm not seeing any illogic or insanity, in the way they're doing it. So I'm tolerating it. Road repairs are road repairs. I used to be a civil engineer. You got to do them.
This is the area affected from Santa Monica Boulevard to just north of Sunset. Lanes will be reduced from 6 to 3 starting Friday at 10 p.m. until Monday morning at 5 a.m.
This weekend, I suggest just try to do everything early. That's, play it according to, how that's go and try to do everything early, try to knock it out. You got the hot weather you got to deal with, so y'all have a little mercy on the construction workers, and the construction workers should have a little mercy on y'all.
Several on and off ramps will also be closed. Santa Monica, Wilshire, Sunset, and Sepulveda Moraga Drive. Caltrans says this is all part of a nearly $144 million project that started earlier this year and isn't expected to wrap up until at least 2028.
Really, this is just to replace the pavement. It's going to help improve mobility and safety along this really important corridor.
Signs are posted along the 405, and Caltrans says they're trying to get the word out as best they can so people can plan ahead.
I think the biggest thing that we want motorists to know is really just to avoid this area of the 405 during these weekends if you can.
But if you must, it's important to give yourself plenty of extra time, as in even more than you usually have to plan for in LA.
And if you do absolutely have to go through the area, bring your patience, expect some delays as capacity will be reduced. If you are planning on, going to LAX this weekend or you have a flight, check the Caltrans quick map that will have all of our up-to-date road conditions and lane reductions on there.
Now, Caltrans says that's the best place to get those updates, their social media or their website. We'll have links on our website, ktla.com. And they also say that this is going to be happening for more than 20 more weekends, so no end in sight, guys. I'm going to send it back to you in the studio.
The perfect excuse to avoid having to go to dinner with your in-laws. Lindsay, thank you so much. All right, moving on. The iconic LAX sign is being removed temporarily as part of the airport's modernization program. The 3 big letters will take about a week to be removed. Crews have started with the X, then they'll move on to the A, and finally the L. The letters will be relocated and incorporated into new road designs. The modernization program includes roadway improvements, pedestrian upgrades, and more direct access to economy parking. The project is expected to be completed in 2030. And we have more coming up on the News at 4.
Kai Goldberg has your forecast. Hi, Kai.
Hi, Sam, John. Good afternoon and happy Friday, everybody, from Santa Monica. It's